Welcome back here to Copenhagen, Denmark, where we're gonna have our third fight of the main card. Mohamad Zarey against Veselin Dimitrov. Guys, what can we expect from this? Veselin Dimitrov, almost 55. This is gonna be his 50th fight, 35 defeats.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at two guys with a lot of experience, 50 pro fights. Even though his record is mostly losses, he's still a very experienced guy, so make no mistake, this guy is coming for a fight. And against Mohamad Zarey, 8 wins and 1 loss, this guy looks dangerous.
Yeah, Zarey has been a very, very hyped fighter out of Norway for a long time. This is just his 3rd fight in Scandinavia. He made his pro debut in Sweden in 2020 during the lockdown. And I actually commentated that, and it was, it was one of the first couple fights. It was eerie, hearing every single punch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so finally he's getting a return to Scandinavia against, somebody who he on paper should be defeating. But I mean, Dimitrov, he's fought several UFC veterans, the likes of Marcin Bandel, Andreas Ståhl, also several top European fighters like David Jakobsson. So, I mean, can you replace experience? Is there a replacement for that? Probably not.
No.
So, I mean, if nothing else, Dimitrov, he's been in there, kind of been there and done that. He's seen pretty much everything.
Yeah, and let's hear what they have to say about the fight coming up.
My fighting style is MMA, I think. I'm mixing striking and ground game.
For me, this fight is everything. This is my life.
I will just start my fight, be relaxed, and do my game.
I give everything for me, because this is my life. I think I will win.
I can win the fight.
As we hear Veselin Dimitrov say, this is his life. And let's introduce, he's gonna enter the octagon very, very shortly.
And I mean, what a career. Veselin Dimitrov is a 14-year veteran of pro MMA. He made his pro debut in July of 2011 when he defeated Wawrzyniec Bartnik. And now entering for his 50th pro fight. I mean, any way you cut and slice it, this guy has been in there with some of the best in Europe. Won, in many of the biggest promotions all around Europe as well.
Yeah, I met Veselin Dimitrov yesterday at the weigh-in, and he was so honored that Mark brought him in for this main card. He wanted to have pictures, he wanted to hug Mark. He is so happy to get this chance to fight at Airtox Dominance FC 3.0. And that also shows he's been fighting a bit against some big guys, that this is the big deal for him. This is a huge chance for him, maybe also to end his career on a big scene for him. And that shows what Marks is building up is huge.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if he puts it together, he can be dangerous for sure. I mean, he's got a 50% finishing rate, where half of all those finishes are by 1st round finish.
Yeah. And even though he got a few losses, he still got 14 wins in the pro division.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's not dangerous.
And he has got a pretty decent Kimura. His last 2 submission victories are by way of Kimura.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of a fighter that he fought, but he did fight a guy in Austria, a kind of up-and-coming guy that Dimitrov tapped out. So
he's running a bit around in the cage, trying to feel it out before we're gonna get his opponent to the octagon. Mohamad Zarey,
the Kurdish gorilla.
Yeah, I see a couple of Norwegians with Norwegian flags also trying to cheer up Mohamad Zarey. He's pumping up himself, entering And he's not taking his time to get to the octagon. He wants to get in there and smash around with Veselin Dimitrov.
Well, I mean, martial arts is also his life. You know, he saw Bruce Lee films as a kid, and that made him want to start MMA. And that was at a very, very young age. He grew up in the Iranian part of Kurdistan and came to Norway when he was 4. At that point, he had already dabbled in martial arts as a 4-year-old. So, you know, he'd already tried wrestling and kung fu. So, a very, very hyped guy who also basically has martial arts in his blood from when he was small.
And Jack Hermanson has a busy schedule tonight. He's been on in the coaching side for, what is it, his 5th fight, I think. 5 fighters he's been coaching.
So far he's been doing great from the Frontline Academy.
Let's see if we can get another Norwegian win. Mohamad Zarey entering the octagon. 8 wins, 1 defeat.
Very exciting to finally see Zarey back in Scandinavia.
And let's have Sebastian Bull present the 2 fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corby Helen, are you ready for the 3rd fight of the main card? This fight will be a battle in welterweight, sanctioned by the Danish MMA Federation, with a weight limit at 77 kilograms. We will have 5 minutes on the clock through 3 rounds. With both fighters in the cage, let's start the introduction. First in the blue corner, with a record of 14 wins and 35 defeats, he has all the experience you need. He fights in at 79.1 kilograms and was measured at 178 centimeters. He fights out of Fidi Gym, Zurich, and represents Bulgaria, Veselin Dimitrov. And now in the red corner, fighting his 10th fight tonight with 8 wins to his name. He weighs in at 79.9 kilograms and was measured at 184 centimeters. He fights out of Frontline Academy and representing Norway, Mohamad Zarey. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at the octagon side are Jakob Pysar, Dominic Pysar, and Kasper Møller. The referee in charge of the octagon is Mikkel Birk Olsen.
Let's get ready for the 3rd fight on the main card. Fighters are ready.
First round coming up.
Bulgaria's Veselin Dimitrov in the blue corner, and Kurdistan/Norway's Mohamad Zarey in the red.
Touch of gloves, and we are ready, guys.
And Zarey has a 75% finishing rate, most of those by way of submission. Ooh, start things off with a kick to the body. I'll tell you, statistically, I'll eat my hat if this goes to a
with
decision.
the takedown, gets it done quick and ends up in a side control.
And he's so dangerous on the ground, is Zarey. Like I said, 5 submission victories. He also won gold in ADCC Scandinavia, so it's, you know, very prestigious grappling tournament.
Yeah, really working here with his elbows. First.
Oh,
almost got
keeps
reversed
him
there.
on the back.
I mean, Dimitrov, he's hella strong.
Yeah,
you can't take that away from him. He's going to try and sort of buck and turn as he gets that grip to try and get a reversal again.
Yeah, good use of the elbows again here from Zarey. Got the attention of Dimitrov.
And according to coach Yakimonson, Zarey has a lethal Japanese necktie submission.
Zarey working those elbows to the body.
Yeah, working to the ribs. Again
with the elbow to the ear. And now some elbows to the stomach.
Oh, that's painful for Dimitrov.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, Dimitrov, you know, aside from that, when it was close to a reversal, he hasn't really been able to do much to improve his position here.
And now he keeps going for the same technique, trying to get up, but it doesn't really work for him. He has to change something up, maybe go for the underhook.
But he also just locked his arm on the back of Zarey, and that doesn't help him a lot. Like, he keeps it on that position, but he gets punished for that with heavy elbows from Zarey.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what you want to try and do. Like right now, he's basically trying to stop the movement and mobility of Zarey, but he's doing so unsuccessfully. If he wants to try and sort of explode out of this with a reversal, then sure, clasp your hands together, but you wait for the moment to do so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just holding yourself in bottom position. Oh, anaconda choke.
That's tight. That's very tight, guys.
Oh, yeah, I think he's going to get it.
He gets it.
Another first-round finish here at Airtox Dominance Fighting Championship 3.0.
Mohamad, the Kurdish Gorilla Zarey, advances to 9-1.
Wow, beautiful finish. Looks at Marco Madsen, thumbs up. Marco Madsen approves. Great finisher from Mohamad Zarey. That was a stellar performance from the Norwegian. And as you said, Sebastian, this fight probably will not go the distance. Only lasted the first round, not even.
And it's a good thing I didn't. It did it because I didn't bring a hat to eat. But yeah, but I mean, Zarey, stellar performance. But I want to see a step up in competition. To be honest, it's to the best of my knowledge, you know, the records of the guys that he's fought, I don't think he's ever fought somebody who has twice as many wins as losses. So I say let's give him another prospect on the way up. I think it's time, let's see about step up in competition.
Do you have anybody in mind that could be an opponent for Mohamad Zarey?
Oh, you know, I'd be interested in seeing Andreas Ståhl from Sweden, UFC veteran who's, you know, kind of not sure how many years he's got left in his career, but you know he's still got a pretty solid like 16-5 record, something like that.
Yeah. Also, don't forget about Marco Birk, who was pulled out due to an injury.
Yeah, that was a lightweight, though, wasn't it?
I might be mistaken. I believe it was in 77. Might be 70 kilos. I might be mistaken.
Hey, if I would love to see that fight.
That would be a great matchup, definitely. So let's toss it over to our ring announcer Sebastian Bull to announce the winner.
We have found a winner. Winner by submission from the red corner, Mohamad Zarey.
And let's have an interview with our host Camilla Anderson and hear what the winner has to say.
Congratulations, Mohamad. How are you feeling? It was a submission. Was that your plan?
Yeah, submission, knockout. Let's finish result.
Are you happy and satisfied?
I'm happy.
Yeah?
Yes. My coach happy, I am happy.
Are the coach happy?
Yes, he's happy.
He's happy. What does it mean to have your team and your coach with you?
My team means everything for me. And this guy, Jack Hermanson, means everything for me. Because 80% of the things I learn and motivation is from him. He's 80% of my MMA career.
I know you once said you want to be the Kurdish superstar. Are you the Kurdish superstar now?
I am Kurdish superstar. Yes. Woo!
Congratulations, and we do hope to see you again and enjoy your victory.
Thank you so much, and I want to thank Mark and Dominance for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. And I wanna thank everybody here coming, watching my fight, my Kurdish people, my sponsors.
Uh-oh.
Something went wrong.
Yes. So all my sponsors, Nova Sales, all my sponsors, thank you so much. And I want to say something to my Kurdish people. Roshalat, Bakur, Bashur, Rojava, her biji Kurd, her biji Kurdistan. Woo!
Thank you so much, Mohamad, and congratulations.
Yeah, very, very happy. Mohamad Zarey was maybe as happy with his win. He wanted to finish in a different way. I think he had a
he did a great job.
Definitely, yeah, he has to be happy with this. When he watched the tape again, he did very, very well. Didn't get injured, didn't do anything damage. He can fight again very, very soon. So, great performance by Norwegian Mohamad Zarey.
And I love the humility, you know, giving all that credit to Jack Manson. Let's take another look at it here. Yeah, I mean, great elbows to the body, which is I feel, criminally underutilized technique, even at high, you know, it's a lot of pro, but you don't see it as often as I think you should.
That's true. When you got the dominant position, you might as well do some damage, and if not to the head, why not to the body?
Yeah, and he did not discriminate. I mean, elbows to the body, elbows to the head, great ground and pound. And that is what eventually forced that sort of explosion from Dimitrov, and that eventually in itself led to the Anaconda choke. So,
yeah, beautiful job here from Mohamad Zarey, staying composed and waiting for his chance. Didn't hesitate when he got the chance, and Veselin Dimitrov had to tap out for another loss to his record. 14 wins and now 36 losses. That was maybe his last pro fight. He's also an older guy, so that could have been his last fight.
Yeah, I mean, 36. I'm also 36. I'm not that old, but yeah, I mean, for an MMA fighter who's been competing at a high level for 14 years, there's bound to be a bit of wear and tear there. So, you know, it might be time for him to decide, you know, like one last big fight back home in Bulgaria, maybe. I don't know, but two different trajectories for these two fighters, that's for sure.
Exactly. And coming up is our fourth main card fight. We're gonna have Mac Prominent against Ravan Uba coming up. And that was gonna be after a short commercial break.